That idea of marrying cutting-edge Web3 innovation with proven insights from behavioral psychology and game theory. Let's start there.
Okay. It's interesting because they're not just, throwing buzzwords around. They seem serious about using psychology and game mechanics.
So when I say behavioral psychology and game theory, what does that actually translate to? What are the engaging elements they're hinting at in the SALW?
Well, they point to a few specific things. First, V Reborn reward triggers.
V Reborn triggers. What's the idea there?
Think of it like an initial spark. Something to get someone hooked, give them an immediate sense of, okay, I achieved something.
Right, that instant gratification almost.
Sort of. Then they mention auto-global growth loops.
Growth loops. Okay, so it's like community building.
Yeah, it's just the system where, your progress helps the community and the community's growth helps you. A kind of positive feedback loop.
Okay, I see. And the third one?
New booking engagement engines. This seems geared towards keeping people involved long-term. Reinforcing participation, stopping that initial drop-off you often see.
Makes sense. So hook them early, build community momentum, and then keep them coming back. That covers a lot of bases.
Exactly. And the SALW is pretty explicit about the outcomes they want. They talk about sparking intrinsic motivation, tapping into social proof, and rewarding incremental progress.
For marketers, those are the goals, right? Genuine engagement, not just clicks.
Precisely. And how they plan to do it is also interesting. They mention clear, milestone-driven token incentives.
Ah, okay. So real rewards, what kind?
They specifically mention USDT, the stablecoin, delivered on a seamless, decentralized platform.
Seamless and decentralized. Why is that important?
The idea is to make members feel like active participants, not just users, people who are directly rewarded, who feel empowered and celebrated for their progress and the community's progress too.
That feeling of tangible reward and shared success, that can be powerful.
Definitely. It's about making every action feel meaningful and, as they put it, measurably rewarding. The SALW literally invites people to experience an ecosystem where that happens.
That's a strong promise.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the engaging front-end philosophy, but they also stress being technically rock solid.
Right. And that's non-negotiable for trust, especially in this space. This is where the technical architecture document comes in.
Let's shift gears then. How do they build this engaging experience on a solid foundation?
They frame it as a truly Web3-enabled membership ecosystem. And they use this phrase, code as law.
Okay, code as law.
Okay.
Sounds official. What does that mean in practical terms for, say, a marketing lead looking at this? Why should they care?
Think of it like this. The rules of the game, how you earn rewards, how you move up tiers, they aren't just written in a help doc somewhere. They're built directly into the software, the smart contracts on the blockchain.
They're automated and fixed.
Automated, transparent, and verifiable. Anyone can, in theory, check the code. It removes a lot of ambiguity and potential for, goalposts being moved later. It builds trust.
Okay, trust through transparency. Got it. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, the architecture doc mentions multiple layers. Can you walk us through the main ones?
Sure. At the bottom, you have the blockchain network layer. They're using established tech Ethereum-compatible chains like BSC, maybe layer 2s later. Proof-of-stake consensus.
So secure, transparent, and greener than older blockchains.
Exactly. That's the foundation. On top of that is the smart contract layer. This is the engine room.
Where the code as law lives.
Precisely.
Right.
Using Solidity, these contracts handle the USDT stakes, the tier logic, how rewards get distributed, all automated. And they mention upgradable proxy patterns.
Upgradable. Does that mean they can change the rules?
It means they can fix bugs or add features without, breaking the whole system or migrating everyone. It's about future-proofing, which is crucial for long-term confidence.
Okay. Flexibility within the transparent framework. Makes sense. Where does all the user data sit?
Good question. That's the decentralized data and storage layer. Critical stuff balances, tier status that lives on the blockchain itself for transparency.
Right.
But other things, maybe profile info or larger files, they use decentralized storage like IPFS or Arweave. But crucially, a kind of digital fingerprint, a hash of that off-chain data is stored on-chain.
So you can still verify it hasn't been messed with.
Exactly. And to make all that on-chain data easy for the app to display, they use tools like the graph. Think of it like a specialized search engine for blockchains.
Okay, so making complex data usable and trustworthy. How do members actually, use this thing, log in, interact?
That's the Web3 client integration layer. It's about seamless wallet connections. MetaMask, Wallet Connect, Trust Wallet. Users connect their own wallets.
So they control their own funds, their own assets. Self-custody.
Yep, self-custody. The platform uses standard Web3 libraries in its front end, built with React, they mentioned, to talk to the blockchain smoothly, trying to make it user-friendly.
So you don't need to be a crypto genius to join. What about logging in and security?
That's identity and access control. They focus on token-gated authentication.
Meaning?
Basically, holding the right token or NFT in your connected wallet grants you access. It's passwordless, which can be more secure. They also mention looking into decentralized identifiers or DIDs for potentially even more privacy later.
Interesting. Your wallet is your key. The docs also mention oracles and cross-chain bridges. Are those important now?
Maybe not day one for the average user, but they point to future potential. Oracles like Chainlink could pull in real-world data, maybe for new types of rewards or features.
Okay.
And bridges like Layer 0 or Axelar could let the ++ connect to other blockchains eventually. Think scalability, broader integration possibilities.
Planning for growth. Got it. What about the more, normal parts of a platform? User profiles, emails, help desk.
Yeah, that's covered by the off-chain backend and services layer. They use standard tech like Node.js, Express for those things, user profiles, confirmations, support tickets, the usual stuff. And Redis caching for speed.
So hybrid approach. Using Web3 where it makes sense for trust and ownership, and standard web tech for efficiency elsewhere.
Exactly, it seems pragmatic. And finally, they touch on DevOps and infrastructure and security and compliance.
Behind the scenes stuff that keeps it all running and safe.
Pretty much. Docker, Kubernetes for scaling, CI/CD pipelines for smooth updates, monitoring tools, and importantly, a commitment to security audits from firms like Certic or QuantStamp, plus things like multi-sig governance for important actions.
Multi-sig, like needing multiple keys.
Yeah, needing multiple approvals for critical transactions adds a strong security layer.
Okay, wow, that technical architecture sounds genuinely robust. They weren't kidding about the rock-solid part.
It definitely seems well thought out.
So now let's connect all that back. We have this engaging design, this solid tech foundation.